Hi Stampers, this is Kim with Great Inspirations, and welcome to week 2 of my Stamp Happy Holidays video series. Now last week we made a card, but this week I thought we would focus on tags and a cute way to present your tags by making a cute little folder. And it opens up just like this. Untie the bow, and inside there's some little pockets and you can put the tags in there. And of course I have put some designer series paper on the front and a little package there, but you could also decorate these flaps if you so desired. But this is a very simple little folder to make. So you could give tags, say perhaps on Thanksgiving when you have guests at your house. You could give these little folders of tags as favors. You could give them as teacher's gifts. You could give them to your coworkers. You could even maybe perhaps sell them at a craft fair. But this is very simple to make. And to make these tags, I use the Sending Cheer stamp set from Stampin' Up, along with the Sending Cheer dies, and here they are. And the reason I use this stamp set and dies is because it makes making tags very easy. For example, this gingerbread image, here is the die for it, and it has a little thing on the top that cuts the hole for the tag, as does the die for the stocking. And this is an envelope, but the die for it is a rectangle, and it also has the little element that cuts this circle, so you can slip some ribbon or twine through it. So it's just a set that is great for cards, but it's actually very, very excellent for making tags. So here is the little gingerbread man tag, and here he is, and there's his little face right there. And then there are little there's a die to cut these little heart buttons, or you can stamp them on there with a two-step stamping process, or you could color them in. So it's a very versatile set in how you care to use it. And later this week, I will post an in-detail look at this bundle, the stamp set and the dies. But for today, we're just going to concentrate on the tags and this little folder. Now, what I did for these tags was I stamped my image, and then when I die cut it, and then I die cut a white one to put on the back, just to make it a little more sturdy. And I stamped the to and from on the back. I did the same with the stockings. And then for this gift, now this doesn't, here it is, and you can stamp this bow and ribbon there, and then there is a die that will cut that whole piece out. But if you just want this, there is another die right here that cuts out a ribbon, or the ribbon and a bow, and that's what I did. So all you do is here's the die that cuts out this, and as you can see, there's room for the ribbon and the bow. So when you die cut this, then all you have to do is just cut off the part you don't want, and then you can die cut the bow and ribbon and just adhere it to the package. So I've adhered the package to this, the one that cuts out the envelope. But like I said, you could also use it for just a tag, a plain tag. And so that's what I did, and I just put the little gift on there. I did put a little bit of designer series paper on it. And then of course I put some ribbon or twine on the tags. But you can use any shape die you have, maybe circles, squares, banners, any of those can be tags. And So here's the gingerbread man. Now he doesn't have a face, but he's die cut, and of course here's the white one that I die cut. Now let's pretend that these aren't on here. So we just cut those off, and that's if you want to put this on a card, that's all you have to do. Just take your scissors and trim that right off, and there you go. You have something you can put on your card. And we'll take our scissors and trim this one off. And then, okay, so we want to make a tag. We have, you know, an image. Doesn't have the little round thing on it. So we want to make a tag out of this. So I would have a front and a back, and I would adhere them together. And then something you can do, of course, you could take a hole punch and punch a hole in the top and thread some ribbon or twine through. But another thing you can do is you can take some adhesive. I'm going to put this just right here. Maybe. There we go. And, oh, I've been so forgetful lately. I need to get my twine. It'll just take a second. I have some twine. It is white. It may be a little hard to see here. So I have what would be the back of the tag, and I put some adhesive on it. I'm going to measure off about 6 inches of this twine. We'll put it right on the adhesive, loop it around, it may be a little more than we need, and put that on the adhesive. We'll trim that. And we'll put adhesive on the back of our little gingerbread man here. And then we'll line these up. Just like that. And there you have your little string on your tag. So if you don't have the stamp set and dies that have the little hole already made, this is one way you can do it. Or like I said, you could take a hole punch and punch a little hole right there and run your ribbon through. So there's some options for you. Now I'm going to move away from the tags for just a little bit and talk about how to make this. It's very, very easy, super simple. And all you're going to need is a piece of cardstock that is 6.5 inches by 6 inches. Then along the 6.5 inch side, you will score at 3 inches and 3 1/2 inches. Then along the 6 inch side, you're going to score at 2 inches. Then on these score lines, this little centerpiece here, you're going to cut at the 3 inch line up to where your 2 inch score line is. And then here at the 3 1/2 inch score line, cut up to the 2 inch score line, cut across, and cut this off. You're not going to need that. Then you will need 2 pieces that are 1 7/8 inch by 1 1/2 inch wide. And along the 1 1/2 inch side, you will score at 1/2 and 1. And then we'll kind of fold these accordion style. And those are what goes here to kind of give enough space for us to put our tags in. So let me get out some supplies here. I have some Mossy Meadow cardstock. And it is, let me make sure I have the right side here. Okay, yeah, here's it's a 6 by 6.5, so we need to turn it. So our 6.5 is across the top. And I'm going to get out my trimmer and we'll do some scoring. Now on the Stampin' Up! Trimmer, there are 2 blades that go up and down the little cutting line here. The darker one is for cutting, and the lighter one is for scoring. So we're going to use the lighter one. Just let me make sure I've got this correct again. I want this to be at 6.5. to open this up. 6.5. Yep, sure enough. So there we go. We're going to score at 3 inches. Then we're going to score at 3.5 inches. And we're going to turn it this way and score at 2 inches. And that's it. Now we have these pieces that are 1 7/8 by 1.5, and I've scored them at 1/2 inch and 1 inch. We have 2 of them, and then I folded them, just like an accordion style, or fan fold. So now we're going to fold these score lines. We're going to get a bone folder. Just make those score lines really nice and sharp. And one more. There we go. And now we're going to cut this little piece out right here. Just cut up to the score line. There we go. Then what I do, I fold these back so I can get, just really kind of get in here good and just cut that right off. Okay, so there's our basic folder. And now we're going to use a little, let's use some Stampin', well, you can use Stampin' Seal Plus, or you could use tear and tape. We'll use some Stampin' Seal Plus. So on this bottom one, you just put your adhesive right here. You will want a strong adhesive because this has to be able to expand a little bit to hold the tags. So that's on this side because it's going to go right here. So then in the next one, we're going to carefully flip this over and put the adhesive here on the other end. See, we have adhesive here and here. Then just going to pick it up and put it at the score line. Then just go right along the edge of our cardstock. We can fold it up right along the edge of that cardstock. And there we go. See? Now we're going to do the same for this side. Your adhesive on here. And then, oops, it doesn't go on that side, it goes on this side. The opposite side. Just line it up with that score line. You'll notice this is just a little bit shorter than this fold, or this flap here. And we just fold this right along the edge of the cardstock. There we go. And that's our folder. And we could put our tags in here. And of course, like I said, if you want to do some decorating here and here, you can do that. But there that is. And then what I did, I just put a piece of designer series paper. And since this is 3 by 4, so I made this just under 3 inches and just under 4 inches. And you can put that on the front, and then all you do is you put your ribbon on. And the way I did that, I just, I think it's about 21 inches, just measured around it. And then I just put a glue dot back here to secure the ribbon. and I put a glue dot right in under there to secure the ribbon. And then you can just put whatever ornamentation you might like on the front. You know, you could put a little gingerbread man, or in this case maybe another little gift, like that's what I put on the front of this one. And then all you have to do is tie your bow to secure it. And there you go. There's a little folder to give a gift of gift tags. I do this most every year, and my sisters and other people I give them to greatly appreciate them, and they use them all up every year. So that's the project for today, and all of the measurements, supply list, and all that kind of thing you can find on my corresponding blog post, and that the link to that will be in the description of this video. Thank you so much for joining me today, and until next time, stamp happy!